This conference will now be recorded.
Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. And in the previous video of WebDriverIO, we have seen the concept of wait for displayed and wait for enabled. Okay, all those things we have already seen that. Today I'm going to cover one more type of wait that is called wait for exist. So if you read their API documentation, wait for exist method is available. It's saying wait for an element for the provided amount of milliseconds to be present within the DOM. Okay, once the element is available within the DOM, exist within the DOM, then on the basis of that, it will return true or false. So it returns true if the selector matches at least one element that exists in the DOM, right? Otherwise, it will throw an error. And same thing, you can put a reverse flag also. So if you put a reverse flag is equal to true, it will behave like a wait not for exist, right? So let's see. So I have two examples for this particular method. One is simple example, one is another complex example. So first, let's talk about the simple example. So if you go to this particular page, herokuapp.com, and you click on this add and remove elements. Here you will see that, okay, you click on add element button, you will see one delete button will be appeared, and you click on delete button once again, and then you will see that it's disappeared. You click on it, so we are waiting for this particular element to be exist in the DOM. So if you delete and you inspect this particular page, you see that, okay, there is a div button is available over here. The moment you click on it, this DOM got updated. Now after, okay, we are not refreshing the page, remember guys. So immediately DOM got updated with this particular div id equal to this. The moment I delete, you observe the div over here, this particular div. The moment I div, this div is also gone. Again, you click on it, this div is coming over here with the complete body like this, button is equal to delete. You delete it, this div is gone. So this is what I'm talking about. It's going to wait for that element to be existed on the DOM, okay, after some action. So let's see, first we will click on this particular element. So quickly, I inspect this guy and I see that, okay, this button is having some add element text. So I'll do one thing. I'm not going to create a page object. Directly, I'm going to write a class, test class, and simple test.js file we will be writing. So let's say this is my wait for exist dot test.js, and I'll simple write describe. I simple write, let's see, wait for delete button and function like this, and I'll be writing my it block and should wait for delete button function like this. Okay, wait for exist, wait for delete button. I simple write use it using wait for exist, something like this. Now I'll be launching my URL. So browser dot URL method is there, and I'll be launching this particular URL directly. Fine, and then I'll be creating a variable, locator variable. Let's say this is my add element button. So add element is equal to dollar, and this is, I'll be using an XPath because right now I don't have any, okay, CSS and all those things. So this XPath is already there. So we can take this particular XPath, button text is equal to this. So I'll be writing like this, and when you click on it, again the delete button is coming. So we will create one more XPath where the delete text is available like this. So I'll be taking this XPath also. So I'll be creating one more constant. This is for add delete, add element, and this is for delete. And I'll be writing the delete element, and the text I'll be changing to delete, B capital. Fine. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna first dot a simple write wait for displayed method I'll be using. Okay, so wait for display, and then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on this particular element. So add element dot click method, I'll be using it. So what will happen, it will click on it. So initially it was like that. When you land on this particular page, we will create the locator and we will click on it, and we are going to wait for this particular element exist in the DOM or not. So what I'm going to do, delete element, I simply write delete element dot wait for exist method I'll be using, and I'm going to wait for, let's say, 4000 milliseconds, right? So you can pass the timeout also up to 4000 milliseconds. It means 4 seconds I'm just giving over here. It means once the element is exist, and then what I'm going to do, I simply check the state of the element using the assertion. I simply write assert dot equal, and I simply write if it is true is equal to, for this particular delete element, right, delete element button dot is existing method I'll be using. So is existing method will be returning true or false. You remember that we covered is existing method. So you can search is existing, which will return true or false if element exists in the DOM or not. So I'll be using is existing method, right? So if this is returning true, I'm comparing with this particular true inside the assertion. That's it. And after that, it means the element is visible on the page, available inside the DOM. And again, I want to click on this particular delete button. So I'll do one thing. I'll put simple delete dot click method. You click on it, and when you click on it, this button will be disappeared. And again, I'll be checking that is exist or not inside the DOM. So again, I'll check assert dot assert equal. Now this time is existing method will return false because now button is not does not exist. So then it should be false. Okay, so then it should be false. So let's see, and I'll put a browser dot wait so that you can see it over here. Browser dot pause for 3000 milliseconds or 3 seconds, right? So let's see, let's run it. So just clear the console, and then I'll be writing npm test space hyphen 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 spec space dot hyphen test, and then my wait for exist dot test dot js, and then run it. Oops, sorry, why there are so many browsers? I did something mistake. Wait. Let me terminate, please. Sorry. So wait for exist dot test dot js. So okay, let's run it now. Okay, earlier that was a wrong command. So now you can see that, see, it first added and then deleted, and my test got passed immediately. Perfect, like this. So if you see that, wait for exist, guys. Wait for exist method. If you pass the reverse means if you pass the true, it's saying if you true instead of waits for the selector to not to match any elements. Okay, if you don't know, okay, if you want to check it, okay, wait not to exist. In that case, you can simply pass 4000 comma true also, right? Just a reverse of this. So I'm not going to cover the reverse part, that you can practice, that we have already covered in the previous example with wait for displayed and wait for enabled method, right? Now let's see some other example. This is very simple, very straightforward, right? Now we will take this example. So what I'm going to do that, let me log out to this particular application. Now this is something little complex. Enter username password, and then you click on login button on app.hubspot.com. And what you do, you have to click on contacts and go to contacts. And here on this particular contacts, you will see some contacts are already available. But let's see, I want to move my mouse to this particular row where Naveen LN2 is available. You see one preview button is displayed, right? So preview button is right, is coming when you mouse over. So what I want, it means I want to check that, okay, preview button exists or not. And after that, I want to click on it. So initially when you land on this page, preview button is not available. The moment you mouse over, preview button is available inside the DOM. And then I want to click on it. So the moment you click on it, you will see that something like this will be displayed over here. Okay, the information about the Naveen, okay, contact will be displayed over here in the left hand side, this particular box, right? So how will you click on this preview button, right? So for doing this, let's create one more it block. So I'll do one thing. I'll remove all these guys, and this time I'll just change the URL. So we have to log in first. So this is my URL. Okay, quickly. And what I'm going to do first, I'm going to create username, password, email, password, and login button. So I'll simply write this is my email, this is my password, and you quickly right click on it, go to inspect. Directly IDs are available. So ID equal to username. So I'll be using hash ID this time. Okay, hash. So I'll be using CSS selector. Same thing I'll be using for password. Sorry, and the password ID is password ID is password, right? And then I'll be creating. Sorry, what I'm doing. One more constant over here for login button is equal to dollar bracket hash, and ID of the login button is, so we will see ID is equal to login btn, right? So three constants with the locators I have created. Now I just simple click on it. So I simple write first email dot wait for display, and then email dot set value I'll be using, and which value, whatever my username. So my username is this naveenanimation30@gmail.com, and then I'll be using the password. For password, I'm not using wait for display because by the time email is displayed, password is already visible. So I'll be using set value, whatever the password is there. So on this application, I've created one dummy password, test@1234, and then I have to click on it. So login button, so simple dot, okay, click we have to use, click on it, right? So this is a login step. So I simple write these, this is my login step. So it will log in into the application. Once we log in into the application, what we do, we just click on this login button, and we have to go to contacts page. For going to the contacts page, what you do, you click on contacts and click on contacts. So two times I have to click on contacts. So first I inspect the first contact, that is the parent menu, having this ID equal to this. So I'll be using two contacts over here. So I'll do one thing, I'll directly create the element over here with the dollar. No need to create a constant over here, and simple write dot wait for display, because we are after login button we are going to the new page, so that's why I'm waiting for the display. And again I'll be using, instead of display, then I'll be using then you click on it, right? Okay, then what I'm going to do now, we have second contact, so inspect the second contacts also. Here you will see that ID is equal to this, so we have different ID for the second contacts. So I simply say that, okay, this wait for display, and then you click on it, click, right? So first contacts and then second contacts, and after that we are landing on this particular page. So you click on contacts and we are landing on this particular page over here. When you land on this page, what I'm going to do, I have to create the XPath for this particular preview. I have to create the locator of this preview. Now see it carefully. We have to use the concept of XPath access over here. So whatever the XPath that we were using with Selenium and Java, and if you know how to create the XPath, then only easily you can do that. The same XPath will work for in WebDriverIO also. So I inspect this, And here you see that, okay, first time this, let's see, preview. So what we got to know that preview is available over here. But how will you create the XPath for this? So first I inspect this guy, Naveen LN2. So I can see that, okay, Naveen LN2 is available under this particular span, right? So I'll do one thing, I'll check my XPath with the span, and I simply write text is equal to Naveen LN2. Now what I have to do from Naveen, from a span, I have to go to A, right? So that, how will you go? So from here, I have to jump to A. So I'll be using encaster tag. I simply write encaster colon A. So I'm reaching over here. And from A is having one sibling that is called, this is span, right guys? That is called this particular span. And this span, how will you reach from this to this? Because both are sibling. So I'll be using double slash. That is my following sibling. So I'll be using following sibling colon. What is your sibling name? So my sibling name is span. So it's reaching over here. And under this particular span, we have this particular button is available, right? So then I'll do one thing. I simply write single slash direct button is available, which is reaching over here. And this particular button, right? I'll just click on it. So this is the XPath I have created, one of one, right? So I'll do one thing. I'll simply create a constant preview button is equal to dollar, and I'll be using this particular XPath, right? So this is my XPath I have created. And for this particular preview button, when you click on the contacts first time, right, you are landing on this particular page. And I'm waiting for this particular preview. So instead of waiting, I just do one thing. I have to mouse over here. So what we have to do, we have to do a mouse over. So how will we do a mouse over? For doing a mouse over, we remember that preview button dot move to method I am using it. So move to means move to this particular element, and then preview button I'll be using wait for exist method. Wait for exist, let's see, for 3 seconds. I'm waiting for the element to be exist or not in the DOM. If it is already available in the DOM, no issues, still it will work. And then after that, after that, I'll be using wait for displayed also, just to check that, okay, hey, it's displayed or not. And then I'll click on it on this particular preview button. So preview button dot click will be using. Perfect. So this is the script I have written, guys, like this. So if you see, this is first time browser.url, then I'm using the login steps, and then I'm using going to the, so I'll write it for you guys. This is my landing on contacts page, and then I'm good. Okay, this is my preview button section. First you move. So move means if you don't move, then only, okay, otherwise it won't be visible. So we have to move over here, then it will be visible. Then we are waiting for to be exist, wait for display, and then you click on it. The moment you click on it, this page should be displayed, right? So let's see it's working or not. And I'll do one thing. The last, I simply write browser dot pause for 3 seconds. Okay, so let's start it. I don't want to run this particular guy, so I want to only execute this guy. So I simply write it dot only. Also, it means execute only this particular test. Now let's run it. So yeah, it's launching the login page, waiting for the element to be displayed. Okay, perfect. Now it should go to the contacts. Okay, it's not working. It's saying something failed. It's saying it's still not displayed after this. I think we have done some mistake. See, we missed the hash. We have to put the hash because this is ID. Okay, that's my mistake. So these are the ID, so we have to put the hash. Right, now let's run it again. Sorry about that. This is a silly mistake I always do whenever I'm writing a CSS selector with ID. Okay, now it should go to contacts. See, it's perfectly going to the contacts. And see, it's clicking on the preview button of LN2, Naveen LN2, right? And it's perfectly working fine. Now tomorrow you want to change the name. So let's see now instead of Naveen LN2, what I do, I want to change the name to Himal LN2, right? Himal LN1. So H, I simply change the name over here. This is Himal LN1. Now it should display the data for contacts for Himal. Sorry, like this. You just go back once again. Okay, so it should give you the preview of Himal instead of Naveen because I have changed the value now. Right, so let's see it's working or not. So WebDriverIO is really good, guys. If your XPath script is perfectly fine, then hardly you will see any failures. It's not at all because weights are amazingly good as compared to Selenium. Now see it's going for him and it's very fast and it's perfectly working fine. So that's why the weight strategies, the synchronization strategies in WebDriverIO is really, really good as compared to, you know, although ultimately internally they're using the concept of Selenium only, but the way they have customized it's really good, right guys? So it's perfectly working fine. Now let's run both the tests together. So I simply write it dot only from here. It means both the tests are okay, having different browsers URL. Let's see it's working or not. Okay, so the first time hero 2 up, it's very fast. Perfect. Now the time is hubspot.com. This site is taking around 5 seconds to display the login page. Perfect. Going to contacts, data for payment. Perfect. And after 3 seconds, it will be closed and both the test cases got passed. Right, guys? Should wait for delete button and should wait for I will write preview button. Perfect. So that's all for this particular video, guys. In the next video, we have one more wait that is called wait until method. So we have one more wait until. Okay. So that I'll tell you in the next video. So a couple of more videos are coming for WebDriverIO. After that, this series will be over. And now, guys, I would strongly recommend that okay, if you are doing some automation first time in your company, please start using WebDriverIO. This is amazingly good. Okay, better than Cypress, and I'll tell you a couple of other things also that how we launch some other browsers, parallel execution, and everything in this particular series. So keep watching and let me know if you have any issues, and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, guys.